Okay, so this is just going to be a video talking about the horrible tragedy that happened a few days ago. Now, I didn't learn about this. I learned about this through the Daily Mail. Yeah, I do read the Daily Mail, mainly for the pictures, because that's kind of the audience that reads it. But it's also all over the internet, which was the Orlando club shooting. So people ask me why I hate religion, and this is one of the reasons, because people who are religious, not all of them obviously, but a good majority of them are just extremely opinionated morons, to the point where stuff like this happens. Those people did not deserve any of what they got, and it's just it just makes me sick to my stomach whenever I see something like this, because it wasn't warranted, it wasn't deserved. No one, even like criminals, don't deserve what happened, obviously except for the one that did it. But it's just, it doesn't need to happen. If there wasn't religion in the world, this sort of stuff wouldn't happen. And I know a lot of YouTubers are like, oh, I'm not going to get into a religious debate or stuff. No, it doesn't need to exist. It's all a load of crap. Obviously this is my opinion, but I'm an extremely opinionated person, so obviously stuff's going to come out, but a lot of you, that some of you don't want to hear. It's just, there's people like, and I believe that the killer that did it came out as a member, as he was allied with ISIS, I believe. So that also just further, it's just religious reasons, and I don't know whether it was done specifically because it was a gay nightclub. But let's face it, the place where it took place is too, you know, it's a gay nightclub and it's ISIS, so naturally it is going to have been done because they were. And it's just, if there was no religion, then first of all ISIS wouldn't exist full stop, but also these people wouldn't have lost their lives, and they wouldn't have lost their lives if people just were more tolerant. I can't understand why this sort of thing would happen. Now obviously I'm not the most eloquent person in the world, I'm not the best speaker in the world, especially about topics like this. I'm certainly not the best speaker because I'm just a loud British twat that just yells a lot. So talking about stuff like this is not, you know, what I'm good at, among the few things I am good at. So, you know, it's just, I've given my thoughts on it. It wasn't many thoughts, obviously, I don't have a lot of those running through my head, but I'm not great at talking about stuff like this. And like, not only is this just sad because it shouldn't have happened in the first place, but it, once again, SJWs, the retards on the internet, have decided that again they're going to push their little goals, even though all these people died. They've decided they're going to push their goals, and they're going to again try and blame video games and say, oh well, video games made him do it. Video games have created this mass shooter as they have with all the other ones, and it's just, grow the fuck up. Like, people who like excuse me phone, I'm trying to talk about something serious here for once in my life. And it's just, these people, video games do not create killers. Video games are there as a release. They are there purely for entertainment purposes. They are fantasy. They are not real. For instance, I just sliced this dude in half. Does that mean that I want to go outside now and slice someone in half? No, I don't, because it's fantasy. It isn't real. And if you cannot distinguish between reality and fantasy, you shouldn't be playing games like this in the first place. You shouldn't be among people if you can't distinguish the difference between reality and fantasy, because like that is an important skill to have. It's not even a skill, it's common fucking sense. If you can't determine the difference, you shouldn't be playing video games. You shouldn't be doing anything that involves being near people, because you shouldn't. So for these idiots to try and say, oh well, video games made him do it, no, they didn't. He probably didn't even play video games. Just because he's killed people doesn't mean he played violent video games. Even if he did play them, that doesn't make you a killer. Being an incredibly unstable, or in this case an incredibly homophobic or psychopathic person is what made him do it, along with his religion. Just everything about that made him do it. It had nothing to do with video games. So grow up and stop trying to, like, have you got no shame? Like, they are trying to use these people's deaths to push their own little goals and say, oh well, video games shouldn't be violent. Grow up and stop trying to use tragedies like this, people that lost their lives, stop trying to use that for your own ends, because that is fucking like sick to the nth degree. Oh yeah, so this video is not going to be monetized. I'm not going to make any money off of this, because just the whole concept and even just the idea of that just feels wrong to me. So I'm not going to have this video monetized. I'm not going to make any money from it because I don't want to, because it feels wrong making money off of stuff, off of just talking about something like this. Just talking about something like this makes me feel incredibly uncomfortable. I don't like it, because this stuff shouldn't happen, and it shouldn't need talking about, because it shouldn't happen in the first place. But unfortunately it does, and because that's just the hell that we live in, the stupid fucked up world that we have to live in. So I don't know, this has just been me rambling nonsensically for what feels like 15 minutes, but I'm sure it's only been like 3. So yeah, I just wanted to give my thoughts. I probably haven't even done that very well. When I look back on this, it's probably just gonna have been absolutely awful, and not have explained my point well whatsoever. But I just wanted to talk about it, and I wanted to say what my thoughts were, which obviously my thoughts are going to be very strong. They're not going to be very, you know, they're not going to... I'm not the most politically correct person in the world. By that I mean I'm very anti-religious, which a lot of people won't like, but I personally just don't like the idea of religion. I don't like what it does to people. I don't like what the people that believe in it do. And granted, obviously it's not all. There are some very nice religious people, which, you know, goes without saying, obviously, but, you know, it just the idea of it just drives me up the wall, and I cannot stand it. And stuff like this shouldn't happen, but it still does, even though it doesn't need to, and it should not. So, you know, I just wanted to say my thoughts, and I wanted to give my ideas of what I thought about it. It's not a video that I usually do, and it's certainly not going to be hopefully a common thing. I'm hopefully not going to be talking like this a lot. I want to get back to making videos where I'm just being a loud, obnoxious British idiot and making videos that you enjoy, trying to make you laugh. So, you know, but yeah, this has just been me talking about it, and I'll see you all in the next, hopefully more entertaining video. So thanks for watching.